Let me show you how to solve this logarithm question on the board. We are given log base 2, open bracket, log base 3, open bracket, log base 5 of 125, close bracket, and close bracket again. Anytime you come across this kind of question, always start with the one that is in the innermost bracket. So we are going to start with this to solve. You understand? So here's the solution. We have to write down this log base 2, open bracket, then log base 3, open bracket. Now, to solve this, we have to write down this log base 5 of this one here. We have to write it in exponential form. This number here, this 125, can be written in exponential form as 5 raised to the power of 3. Why? Because 5 times 5 times 5 into 3 places will give us this 125. So we are going to replace this with 5 raised to the power of 3. Then after that, we close the bracket and we close the other bracket. You understand? Now let us solve further. We have log base 2 of, open the bracket, log base 3. Now open this bracket. Now, according to law of logarithm, anytime in a logarithm there is a power, that is, anytime a logarithm is raised to a power, now you can simply move this power to the front of the log, then use it to multiply the log. So we are going to move this 3 here to the front here. That will give us 3 log base 5 of this 5 here. Then we close the bracket and also close this other bracket. These 3 move to the side, which is what we have here. You understand? Now, we have another interesting part of it. If you look at this, you can see that in this logarithm, this number and the base are the same. So what we are going to do is we are going to apply another law of logarithm that talks about this kind of situation. According to that law, anytime in a logarithm, the number and the base are the same, that it is equal to 1. So what we are going to do is we are going to replace this with 1. You understand? So we have log base 2 of, open this bracket, log base 3, open this one. This 3 here times, in place of this, we write 1. You understand? Then close this bracket and close this other bracket. So now let us evaluate what we have here. We are going to have log base 2. Now this time around, we are done with this. We are going to the final stage of this bracket, so we can replace this bracket with just normal open bracket. We are going to have open bracket, log base 3. Now 3 times 1 will give us 3. Then we close the bracket. You see, this other bracket has disappeared. We are left with this. Now the next thing to do is to solve this. What we're going to do is to solve this one now. Let's continue from where we stopped. So we are going to have log base 2 of, now if you look at this, you can see that in this logarithm, the number and the base are the same. That will give us what? 1, right? So that means we are going to replace this with 1. And that will give us 1 here. So now we have log 1 in base 2. So how do we now simplify this further? It's very easy. Let's continue. So we can say, let this be equal to x. You understand? So we can say let log base 2 of 1 be equal to x. If that's the case. Now, after we have done this, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to switch the position of this 1 and this x so that this logarithm will disappear. You understand? We are going to switch the position of this 1 and this x so that the logarithm here will disappear. When we do that, we are going to have this 2 this x is coming to this side to take the place of this one. And it will be on top of the x, on top of the 2. Then equal to, this one here will take the position of this x. And it becomes this. You understand? Now, the next thing to do is, we need to, if you look at this, you can see that this left-hand side is in exponential form, while the right-hand side is not in exponential form. So we are going to rewrite this right-hand side of the equation to also be in exponential form in the same base with this. And how do we do that? According to zero power law of indices, anytime a number is raised to the power of 0, that the result is equal to 1. So in place of this one, we are going to write 2 raised to the power of 0. Why? Because 2 raised to the power of 0 will give us 1. It looks confusing, right? Okay, let me explain it this way. Just write what you have, 2 raised to the power of x, then equal to, because we have 1 here, replace this one with this 2. After you have done that, put power 0. Why? Because 2 raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. And why we are using 2 is because the base here is already 2, so we want the bases to be the same. I hope it's clear now. Now that the bases are the same, we can simply cancel them out. And we can see that x is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. And this is the answer to this question. If you find this video interesting, then let me know in the comment section.